Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever time of dimension that you are in. This is your host, Chris. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. Yes, that is correct. I have now just locked you into 2022. And we are going to do a little bit of a recap on some of the episodes that I have created over this past year. This is the first year that Interstellar Frequency has actually ran one whole full year, and it's been ups and downs and arounds and backs and forths and all kinds of stuff, twisting, turning here and there and here and there. So, on this New Year's Eve, I'm just going to do a little bit of some of these audio clips that I have from some of those other episodes that I've got. And I want to talk about them because they're very, very intriguing on the creator side. And any of you that are out there that create stuff, you might be able to relate if I can pull that particular scene and talk about it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll talk about the particular scene, and we're going to progress from that and then move forward. So here we go. The VHS player, put on the music TV reward, music TV video, put the tape in, and it would just play all day long, or all night long, I should say. And the music was just constantly playing in the background on the TV. And while everybody's having a grand old time, man, it was like DJing going on in my house automatically. Like, Hal, change the channel, please. No. Well, it's that way now. I mean, come on, think about it. You have a little device, if you have Echo or Google or whoever, or the other intelligent smartphone that you have, Siri or Alexa, for example. It's like, yes, how may I help you this evening? That would be really interesting if it actually says that. Yes, what can I do for you? But that's what it's come to now. Something in a million years we never would have dreamed of. Never in a million years would we have dreamed that by a straight up voice command, you could change the temperature of your house. You could turn on and off your headlights. That's next. Oh, excuse me, Tesla? I'm sorry to bother you with your computing powers. Can you please turn on the headlights because I cannot see? But I mean, come on, that's the future. I mean, that's we're already there now as it is, but it is coming in the future. Madam Tesla, would you please take me to the Cracker Barrel or something? I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Can you take me here? Can you take me there? Whatever it may be. And the car will go, okay, I understand. How would you like to get there? Excuse me? How would you like to get there? Would you like to go excessive speed? Would you like to go to a moderate cruise? Or would you like to go driving Miss Daisy? Because that's where it's at. I mean, if you really think about it in the future, that's where we're going. It's going to be there at one point or another. We're going to have that. And I don't have a problem with that. That's really cool. I mean, that's one less thing I have to worry about and concentrate and focus on. Oh, you mean the computer will do it for me? Thank you.
I can just sit over here and not have to think, I'll do that. I'm okay with just sitting and relaxing and not trying to process information. I know this because my kids are doing that today. Think about it. I'm 35 and they're like 5, okay? So we got 30 years difference here.
Yes, I was a little off on the whole age experience there, but I couldn't do quack. Wow, I couldn't do quick calculations. That comes out as a quack. For quick calculations is a quack. That's how my dictionary works. Anyways, that episode alone, if those that are hearing this for the first time and you're wondering, wow, that was interesting, what is that? That is called Do You Remember Radio Shack? That was an episode that I enjoyed making. Oh, man. I really, really want to do more of those voice deals and, interact with, Madame Tesla. That is just way fun. And you don't really think about it, because you get so immersed into the whole experience and everything that's going on, and you're like, wow, that's really a computer talking. Or at least I try to make it believe that, yes, it was the computer talking, it wasn't me. And I think it worked. It felt like it worked. And oh yeah, very, very fun. A lot of fun. Let's see what else we got. All right, so full warning and disclosure on this one. The one I'm going to play next, you might want to have your fingers on the volume control. So be ready for that.
Back then, I guess the technology wasn't there or something. I don't know. Maybe it was least needed for a crank start with a battery or something. I don't know. But these sprint cars were being pushed out with pickup trucks. They would have like 3 or 4 pickup trucks, and they would, push out these sprint cars out onto the track, and they had to get going, and then they would go around the track and go around the track. Once they got started, then they would just continuously go around the track while all the other guys got out there. They had about maybe 10 of them out there or something like that. It was the most insane type of racing I've ever seen. I was addicted into the racing scene on the dirt from that alone. They turn around and they push start these guys. They get them around the track and they're going and going and going. And finally, once all the guys are out in the track, then they give them the green light. And it's just, they're just idling around the track. And you can hear how loud it was, like nothing, just loud. And then all of a sudden, when that green light hit and the guy hit the green flag, it was on. And it was, the races were off.
God, I love that scene. I really do. And right now, this is, about the show. So that scene that I just played you there, let me describe that a little bit to you. That took me several hours. And I'm not joking. I mean, hours. I sat there tweaking those buggies on the audio side and lining it up in a way where each one of those buggies that you're hearing, there are at least maybe 10 to 12 different tracks of audio of those buggies. They're all different samples of the buggies. And I literally had to match them up in a way where what you're hearing and what I wanted you to hear is them going around the track. And I was actually going off of a memory when I was like 7 or 8 years old of that experience and trying so hard to remember what that experience was and the way that I experienced it in my experience and how it sounded to me when they went around the track. And it was like a quarter-mile track or something like that. It wasn't that big. And I literally took pictures of that track the last time I went to the fairgrounds where I live, and I was like, man, I was reminiscing of the old days, and it was a little sad and disappointing that it's gone. It really is. I miss it. That was a beautiful time, and I only ever wish that my kiddos were able to experience that, and that's okay. Time goes on, and yeah, one year down, the new year comes. That's the way it works. So, yeah, I did my best on that, um, and I'm hoping that you guys felt that experience of that going around. And if you're wondering what episode that is called, uh, I believe, 4th of July, A Time to Remember, if I'm saying it correct. It's not the trailer. The trailer was just a forte prior to the episode. That one's the actual episode, and it's a pretty long episode. So then again, if you are new, go back and listen to it. Now, I've never done this on any other one, and I'm going to play you the next part.
I'll never forget the lady that lived upstairs in the second floor. She'd slide her door open. It wasn't even dark yet. And it was like every now and then we'd test the thing. Boom. And then you'd hear it. Thump. And then boom. It was awesome. And that you'd hear that thing slam open. What are you doing? You trying to stop blowing up everything? Why? Stop it! She just couldn't handle it or something. I don't know. It drove her crazy. And she's like, stop doing that! And it was funny that she would always yell out the window. She kind of reminded me of one of them crazy cat ladies or something. Just start yelling at you. Don't do that! Not crazy cat lady. I was thinking The Simpsons. And she'd yell at us and like laugh and snicker and everything. Like, okay, we'll stop, and then turn around and do it again. And she'd get all mad. It was funny. What's even more funny to this was the fact that because we were shooting off all these fireworks and having this grand montage, it was just overwhelming. I mean, it astonishing fireworks display that everybody in the cul-de-sac all got their lawn chairs out to sit and watch the show that I was involved with and a part of, and it was the most coolest thing. Now, everybody was out there and we're lighting off fireworks left and right and everything, doing their thing. Well, the neighboring neighbors, like around the corner, decided that they wanted to do the same thing. So they got in a couple vehicles and they drove off somewhere and were gone for a while we were still shooting off fireworks and stuff. And they come back and, turning around, and I guess at the time they might have been drinking too, which is never a good idea if you're really lighting off fireworks, because then you come up with ideas of things that you do and then you don't logically think through things. And what had happened was someone got the brilliant idea was, hey, this is fun, so let's take this box, stack this box up, let's put this box on top of this box, and then put that box on top of that box, and then we're going to light all of them. I don't know. Maybe to think that it will help go higher? I don't know. That's not how it works. So they lit the boxes. The box exploded. And then the box fell over. And it wasn't just the one box, it was the other box. But then it starts shooting fireworks, not up, but out. And everybody at that point is like, oh my God, because now it's, as soon as it shoot a firework off in one direction, it would spin the box around to another direction. So now it's shooting fireworks in every which direction. Going, pew, pew, pew. Meanwhile, everybody's like, oh my God. It's a chaotic mess. Everybody's running and ducking and jumping in the grass. Thankfully, nobody got hurt. I think one or two people might have got shot with a firework and it kind of hit their back and stuff. But then the good thing was that this firework that was being shot off in many directions, it wasn't the kind that exploded. It left one of those sparkling trails every time that it shot. So, which is really good. It wasn't like it shot and then went, it just would shoot. Well, maybe it did explode. I can't quite remember. All I remember is everybody was running in every which direction, and we were just like, where's that coming from? It was nowhere near us. It was on the other side of the street, and it was shooting off, and the next thing you know, you'd see one fly by us, and it's like, huh? What was that? And then you realize what was going on, and everybody's running, and it's a chaotic mess. It was the most funniest thing to be there and witness, seeing.
That was the same exact episode. A Time to Remember 4th of July, or July, A Time to Remember. However it is, I don't remember exactly what it is. But building that fireworks scene and everything like that was so much fun as well. It was several tracks in that episode. And I only wish I had more of the time to be able to do that with some of the other stuff and creating stuff. It's a lot of fun doing that. The only problem is when you have 4 little ones, well, 3 little ones and 1 older one, it's a little hard to try to do some recordings without having screams going on in the background. I mean, it's possible, but it's also very nerve-wracking trying to concentrate and create something. So I always have to do something almost in the middle of the night when they're dead asleep, do it in short amount of time, try to slam something together. And lately that's what it's been. And I really don't want to do that. And I'm hoping that in the new year, there's going to be ample amount of time to do that. Is what I'm looking forward to. So here's another one for you.
On Logic Pro, so that you have the best sound and all that. And I did, but I don't think my performance was as good as it was when I was working with you that time. And it's like, I would really rather have those lines I did. I would I would sacrifice the quality of the sound for the quality of the performance, and my performance was better because I was reacting to you. And,
right. It's basically on stage, and if you're able to do that, I would rather do that in these type of situations, because it just, everything flows right together, and it works because you're feeding off of each other. And something you can't really do just reading a line,
Right, and that's really the way any play, and I mean, I'm writing, a play is just like what we put on the stage, Hamlet and things like that. A screenplay is a movie. I don't know what the hell you call this. An audio play? Call it that if you want.
Yeah,
but
audio play.
It's always meant for actors to react to each other. And, my reaction to what you said, it's a question of how you said it. And I'm still going to say the same words, but I'm going to say them differently.
Right.
Based on what you give to me. And, and you were giving me exactly what I needed. And it was like, yes, this is the performance.
Yes.
And it was just, there's a section there that really, if anybody can ever find it and just pop that section in and just play it somewhere. God, that was good. And, if you can find it and you want to dump it in the middle of this, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I have it, actually.
All right, good. So pop it in someplace and just Here was a great moment that you never heard.
Wait. Yeah, no. We need to go back further. It's young Eliza. It says went rushing across the bar towards Howard.
Toward where Edward Milne, toward where Edward Milne was. No, wait, this is grown-up Eliza. I went rushing across the bar toward where Edward Milne was sitting with some people, showing them some of his newest candles. I was distracted, though, by Lou, sitting alone, sobbing so quietly, only a child could hear him. I really fucking like that line. Good job, man. I don't know. I'm okay. And then, hi, cousin Louie.
I'm not your cousin.
Oh, I thought everybody was a cousin, unless they were a mama or a papa or a nana or something.
All the world's a strange, right? Stage. Sorry, strange.
I love it.
People are strange. Anyway,
Okay,
all
the world.
and okay, I have to give you that context now. This is why Fred is here. All
Thank
the
you.
world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. That's from All's Well That Ends Well, I believe it is. And it's one of the most famous quotations from Shakespeare. What he's saying is that we're all playing a part. Okay. I mean, for example, this part that you're seeing now,
The world's
for
a stage.
right, but the Fred that you're seeing now would never go anywhere near the front porch. Okay. This is not front porch Fred.
No, this is behind the scenes of the front
right.
porch.
This
Behind
Fred
this
getting
is the
behind
back.
his
This is the
stuff.
back porch.
This is a
Right,
back
yeah, this
porch.
is back porch Fred.
Back porch.
I fucking love that. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to go? You want to see the back porch of
This is the back
Fred's
porch.
Fred's back porch is over here.
Fred's back porch. Yeah.
I guarantee you, if you make Fred's back porch a Patreon exclusive,
That would be a cool. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make a whole series.
I would.
But I may
would.
put. I think that's what I'm going to call. If we do this as a Patreon only version of the process, I'm going to call it Fred's back porch and warn people you may not like this Fred. So anyway.
This is
Everybody loves this Fred, man.
No,
This is
no.
the real Fred. This is the one that I love. I also love,
great. I wish we were recording the video. This would be great.
No.
too much.
People don't get to see me. There will be none of that. Looking at Fred, very bad idea. So,
Oh, come on. I look at that. Exactly. There you go. In that moment, how it just, we were feeding off of each other. That is, I think, I know it takes time to do it with people, but having you there to direct, no, we got to go, you need to be this way. This is how I imagine it. That right there is key at making, that,
Well,
that
thank you.
theater.
Well,
production of audio.
but I have an understanding of the line that.
Yeah, you wrote it.
Exactly. I knew where I was headed. I knew what I was trying to accomplish. I knew what I wanted, how I wanted this to feel. And for it to feel this way, you got to say that way. And okay. And then you understood how it felt, and then we just went back and forth, and it was like, God, that's nice. So yes,
Right.
My God, that was so much fun. Oh my God, that was my first launch, ladies and gentlemen, into this show and how this show has developed into Interstellar Frequency and what it is today. Originally, I had started out as kind of interviewing a little bit and then discovered that not many people really want to interview. And I get it. That's cool. It goes out on the World Wide Web and people get uncomfortable about it and everything like that. And I understand. I was that way at first and everything. And then next thing I know, here I am, I guess, almost 36, 37 episodes later, or whatever it is in the year that I did. I lost count. I'm following the numbers now. I don't even follow the numbers of the episodes that I put up, and I don't even remember what episode is what because I'm not really numbering them. If you've noticed that, the numbering system is way different than anybody else. And I'm doing that on purpose, and one day you'll find out. Some of you may know. So I have to say, thank you so much, Fred and Jenner, for you guys believing in me and turning around and saying, "Hey, man, you really gotta have your own show." I mean, if it wasn't for you guys pushing me on that when we did a bigger table and how it kind of came together, you're like, "Yeah, no, you need to have your show. You need to have a show." It's like, well, what the hell is the show going to be about? Well, here it is, divine intervention and all that goody stuff of you know everything that's happened. And I'll be damned, what where it was and where it came from to where it is now. Wow, that is truly remarkable, you guys. I appreciate it that you guys had a lot of faith and belief in me on that, and you're like, yeah, you got to do this. And now a whole year later of this whole show has developed, and there's so much more stuff that is just going to be in the future to talk about. It goes on and on and on, and I could talk for days. And hey, that's just content, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully it's not boring. If I've got the time, I'm gonna make it cinematic emotional experiences the best that I can. Otherwise, balancing work life and home life and kid life and all that combined into one, wrapped up, I'll see what I can do and put something out there. But, that being said, we are now coming to a close of 2022, which was one of the most roughest years I've ever experienced in my life. I hate to say that. It was a rough year, but it was. It was ups and downs of a year. And if you take 2 and add 2 plus 2 comes to 4, plus 2 more comes out to 6. So, yeah, the year equaled out to 6. It was kind of a little bit of a rough year being a even number. Next year, oh my God, I'm so looking forward to this next year. 2023. 2 plus 2, 4, plus 3 more, 7. Prime number. I've got big hopes. Not necessarily hopes, but I've got big eyes set on the new year. And so, that being said, all I can say to you is that I'm closing out that 2023, and we are going to open the doors and welcome in 2023, because it is going to be a phenomenal year. So, Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for joining me on this long journey of a whole year listening to the show and gaining new people and sharing it. I appreciate you guys all over the world. And as it says, the podcast travels. So, Happy New Year.
And never brought to mind. Should old acquaintance be forgot, and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet, for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and 'tis a hand acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne, for old lang syne.
Hey, this is the new year. Don't worry about making a resolution of, oh, you're going to do this or that. Enjoy the new year, what it brings to you. Don't try to stop something of doing something or something. Only just enjoy what lies before your feet in this new adventure into this year. This is Interstellar Frequency. End of transmission.